Hello, little one. Come, sit close. Today I'll tell you a true story from long, long ago about a small shepherd boy named David, a boy with a brave heart, a singing voice, and a big love for God. Let's begin. David was the youngest of 8 brothers. While his big brothers were trained as soldiers, David cared for his father's sheep. But David didn't mind. He loved the quiet hills, the soft bleating of lambs, and the twinkling stars. Most of all, David loved to sing to God. With his little harp, he sang, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." When lions or bears came, David was brave. He protected his sheep with a heart full of courage and love for God. One day, God spoke to Samuel, the wise prophet. "Go to Bethlehem," God said. "I've chosen a new king from Jesse's sons." Samuel arrived and saw Jesse's tall, strong sons. "Surely this is the one," he thought, seeing Eliab. But God whispered, "I don't look at height or strength, little one. I look at the heart." One by one, the brothers passed before Samuel. "Are these all your sons?" Samuel asked. Jesse nodded. "Only David, out with the sheep." They called for David. He walked in, young, small, and smelling of the fields. God said, "This is the one." Samuel took the oil and anointed David. He was still a boy, but he carried a king's promise in his heart. Time passed and Israel faced a fearsome enemy, the Philistines. Their giant Goliath stood over 9 feet tall. His armor gleamed in the sun. Every day he roared, "Who will fight me?" The soldiers trembled in fear. One day, David's father sent him to bring food to his brothers at the battlefield. David arrived and heard Goliath mock God. David's heart stirred. "I'll fight him," he said. His brothers laughed. You're too small." David didn't wear armor. It was too heavy. He took only his sling and chose 5 smooth stones from a brook. "God saved me from lions," he said. "He'll save me now." Goliath laughed. "Am I a dog that you come with sticks?" But David stood firm. "You come with a spear," he said, "but I come in the name of the Lord." He ran towards Goliath, swung his sling. Whoosh! The stone flew, and Goliath fell to the ground. The army cheered, but David didn't boast. He bowed his head and thanked God. From that day, David became a hero in Israel. King Saul invited David to live in the palace. But David never became proud. He still played his harp. He still sang to God. He still waited patiently for the day he would become king. And finally, when the time was right, God made David king over all of Israel. Not because he was the strongest, not because he was the tallest, but because David had a heart after God's own heart. So, my dear child, what can we learn from David? That even if you are not the tallest, the oldest, or the strongest, even if others don't notice you, God sees your heart, and with faith, even the tiniest voice can defeat the loudest giant. Because with God, you are never too little to do big things, just like David. And that is how a humble shepherd became a mighty king, because he trusted in God with all his heart. Good night, little one, and remember your heart is where God sees the most.